Okay, we're live. So it should show up here. And then we'll share it to the Eastern.
Facebook?
Yep. I'll just have to wait for it to show up.
So it's automatic going to be.
Yeah, I think I will need you to sit here though, because
Why? Oh, you can't get it on this thing here?
No, I got it here. I'm just thinking, like, will I be able to get it on the laptop?
You don't have that laptop signed in, though.
Or, I mean, on the, that's iPad. What I got to work on.
The iPad. We can get about 14 minutes.
Yeah. I'm hoping the stream shows up, too. Switch. I would have got here a little earlier, but my cat is sick.
Oh, no.
All right, share this to Airline radio show. Okay, that's fine. Share. Group. Eastern Airlines Retiree Association.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Join. Captain. Meal.
Don't use the last name.
Okay. And I'm just gonna say join the crew. Join the crew.
No, put your name down.
On Airline radio show live now.
That's good.
Okay.
That's good.
To the group.
Very good.
And now everything we're saying is somehow being transmitted.
Zip.
Okay, if you don't mind, come over here, please, and give us a little intro, just because people are watching on the Facebook page, you know, they may not be in the meeting.
Yeah.
But if you will just talk for a little bit to yourself almost, I'm going to check and make sure all the audio is going correctly elsewhere, but you'll have to unmute your microphone on the screen. So see the audio in the bottom left? Yeah. And I'm going to check this out here.
Hello, folks. It's once again time for a lot of fun in the air, but it's on the computer. We're going to take a trip on computers with, Can you erase that?
Can I do what?
Can we erase that?
No. Sorry, it's live.
Okay, folks, we'll do it again. Welcome to the Airline Radio Show, and we're happy to have you here. We come every 2 weeks to visit with you and hope you visit with us because we got a lot to talk about. The airlines, all of the airlines, not just one favorite airline, but all of the airlines. Our host is none other than the lovely person you see on your screen if you're watching us on your computer video. And her name is Emily Boyer. What a beautiful face she shows us. But we do this every 2 weeks, and we hope that you'll put that down on your calendar so that it'll be a reminder to come and listen to the show. Okay. You're going to come back in here.
Yes.
Okay. Take your command seat. You're going to come back.
It's on.
I muted my audio.
Okay.
You want me in the other room? I'll stay here for a few more minutes.
Okay. I set this up very easily last time, and now it's not as easy. Okay, do you want to sit at this desk for the show, or you?
I'll be in there in the other room if I can get it on this laptop. I can see you, you can see me, I think. If that's okay with you,
Yes.
that's what we did last time.
Yes. I just want to try to get it on this.
Well, if I get it on that, I'd love that.
Is it 1, 2, 3?
4, 5, 6.
Jeez.
I don't know why it won't do it.
This is upsetting me. Is this? Maybe it's working. Okay, no one has joined just yet, but that's okay. We're about 4 minutes out. I would love to get this password working. I just don't understand.
Well,
Boeing,
777X,
Boeing
capital B, smaller OEING,
777
X.
little x. Is it -9?
It might be -9, yes.
Okay,
I didn't.
because I
Maybe.
saw that on your computer. I was
Yeah,
like,
maybe it is -9. No, it would
And that
be
takes
without
forever.
the -9 then.
it says joining. It says incorrect password.
Well, I'm trying to 777X period.
Period?
I mean, not period, but a standalone.
Would it be capital X?
No, small I will use. Well, it could be, but
Well, I'm trying all the different
I
combinations.
know. It's just.
I wonder if I can somehow join my phone. Wait, I have this settings, Wi-Fi, info, password. Show me the password. Oh, I got it. All right. It's actually EAL 40730.
It's my employee number.
All right. You're in.
Good.
Let me get you to the show because you'd prefer to be on this,
Just
right?
hit the speaker and say go to airlineradioshow.com and it'll
Here,
do it.
I don't. Now you're doing things I don't know how to do.
Watch this. Go to airlineradioshow.com.
Good.
Bingo.
Good.
No! I love you.
I love you.
No.
It takes me
man.
a minute, but sometimes I figure it out.
Now.
Here, we got someone in the waiting room. Oh, that's probably you.
Oh, okay. Put me on there.
No. Hello. Here, yeah. Why don't you go ahead and join and welcome our guests in?
I'm going to the other room.
Can you hear me? Okay. Hi, can you hear me okay?
I have you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I have you loud and clear. Give me just 1 second. I'm going to get Captain Neil logged in, and then we can get this thing going.
Okay.
Thanks for your patience. Are you in, Neil? There's some nice man over here.
That's George.
Okay.
I'll get over. You're on the air right now.
Yeah, technically, but as the show owners, it doesn't start until we arrive.
Yeah. Let me follow, Lord. Let me follow.
I'm right here too.
Okay. Hey, George.
Oh, I don't have the
You're
mute.
muted on. I can see over here. Hey, George.
Hey, Neil. How you doing?
I'm doing better. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I don't recognize you with that beard.
Well, it makes me look about 1 month younger, I guess.
There you go. Am I the only one on board with you today?
Right now you are, but we'll have some others that will be popping up on the screen. And I'm hoping Christine again will be with us.
Okay.
And Harry.
And Harry's usually comes in. And what do we got, 1 minute or 2 minutes?
Yeah, you got about a minute, yeah.
Okay. All right, how you getting along?
I'm doing all right. Excuse me. Figured I'd check in, see how you doing today, you know?
Oh yeah, I'm doing fine. I can't walk much, but I got a walker, George, and that gets me around. So,
What'd you say? You have a walker?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm very unbalanced. Very,
Oh, really?
yeah.
I guess that's what happens when we get older, you know?
Yeah, you got a few more years.
Yeah, not many.
I can't believe you're your age.
Yeah, I can't believe you're your age.
Yeah, 90 years old. I'm going to make 91. I guarantee.
Wow, that's great.
Oh, Harry's in.
Harry's in. You got Harry. Now, Harry was a crew scheduler.
Okay.
And where is his picture? Oh, there he comes. Hello, Harry.
I don't see Harry.
He doesn't have his camera on. There he is.
Hey, Harry,
Hey, good afternoon.
where did you work at the cruise schedule? What base?
Atlanta.
Oh, okay, that's why I don't know. I was in New York my whole career at Eastwood.
Oh,
Alrighty, this should be good.
Oh, I love my pretty co-host here, guys. All right, go to it. I'll show you around the office. I don't know whether you can see the office here where we do a show from, but start over.
There you go, Neil. Now we got you.
hey, all right. How come I don't see myself?
I don't know, but don't worry, we can see you.
Okay, very good. That's all I want. I don't want to look at me. I want to look at them. Oh, there I am. My God. This is our new technology, George. And Harry, you probably have read George's book, I'm sure. I have. Oh, good. Well, there's the man right there who wrote it.
It was a great book, George. I really enjoyed it. Which one did you read, the novel or the Eastwood book?
Well, actually, both of them.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
You got another one coming out. I ain't telling you about it.
No, you can't. It's a secret.
It's a secret. Well, anyhow, it's good to have you with us, George, and hopefully we'll have some more folks joining us. But
Okay.
we've got new gigs here. We've got an office that was given to me out of the kindness of the guy that owns the office for free, so I couldn't turn it down. But all my memorabilia and everything, I'm gonna walk around here and let you guys see what it looks like, because it's all Eastern Airlines here. And
Yeah, why, Neil? You know?
huh?
I can't figure out why you got all the Eastern stuff.
I just went to a lot of Eastern shows and collected memorabilia. I don't know whether this thing is taking off or not. Can you see what I'm doing? Moving the thing here. Yeah. This is the front office, and then we have the back office where lovely Emily is doing the show. Emily, talk about yourself. Introduce yourself to George.
Hey, George, did we talk with you last week?
No,
Oh, okay. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you.
nice to meet you also.
I've been working here with Neil and Harry on the Airline radio show since it's probably been a little longer than a year. So it's been great fun. He's taught me, or he's encouraged me to learn things I didn't realize I could learn in setting up this show. And I do have a slight, well, it's a real connection to aviation and flying. Both of my grandfathers were Air Force veterans, and my grandma was a Delta flight attendant. And I have a picture of her on the website in her Delta uniform. And so that's my claim to fame with aviation. Though I haven't worked in the industry myself, I've certainly learned a lot through the family members and also all the stories that we've had here. I run the website, so if you have any memories, blogs, photos, things that you want to have posted or shared, that will be me kind of working behind the scenes to set those things up. And before all this, I was a local news reporter, but then I also had left the local news industry around the pandemic time with all the masks and stuff. So I went into advertising. So I do a little bit of everything now, and that really works out for Airline Radio Show. And yeah, it's just been fun to be a part of everything.
Yes.
Are you a former pilot, or what's your background?
You mean me, George?
Yes, you,
Yeah,
George.
I was a pilot with Eastern for 18 years.
Oh, wow.
And then with US Air for 18.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Didn't know you were that long with the U.S. Air.
Yeah.
Golly.
Well-
What did you fly with U.S. Air?
I'm sorry, what was that, man?
What did you fly with U.S. Air?
Well, when I started in 88, their largest airplane, they had the last 10 727s that were built. And of course, I had like 12,000 hours in the 72. And so they put me as a first officer right away on the 727. I flew that for a couple of years, and then I flew the 737, the 200, the 300, and the 400 for the rest of my U.S. Air career.
Okay, very good. Well, if it ain't a Boeing, I ain't going.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true anymore.
Yeah, good point.
But I tell you, they used to stretch, they used to fly it coast to coast, the 7.2. They had, the large fuel tanks, but it was still pushing the airplane a lot. Wasn't meant to be a coast to coast airplane,
Yeah. Well, my daughter-in-law, my son's wife, is a pilot with United, and she started out on the Airbus A320, and then she graduated over to the 757 with United, and she really likes it, that airplane.
I flew the A300 at Eastern for a couple of years also.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. That was a nice plane also.
Yeah. So, oh, I got a phone call.
Yeah, let me see who that is.
Somebody's trying to figure out how to get in. It might be Christine. Don't know. But Harry, I don't know if you remember we had all of
Hello.
the episodes that we had done over 16 years, and they disappeared off of our Airline Radio Show website.
Are you near
And now they showed up. So I got 16 years, and George, you're in there somewhere.
Okay, great.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You and Christine.
The Eastern radio show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on that homepage, you can just go down to episodes, and bingo, there's about 16 years of it. I was listening to Harry. I don't think you were in it, but the trip across the Bermuda Triangle, and I did that about 3 times. Yeah, and I listened to that again. It's pretty good. And have the cast were in different cities all across the U.S. And but it worked out real good. And so you might want to go back and just peruse that list there. And a lot of them, Floyd Hall was in there about 3 times. We had him on the show 3 times. And
Who was on it there?
Floyd Hall.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Real nice conversation with him. And, I called him and asked him if he would be on, I think, the 4th time or whatever, maybe it was the 3rd time. And he said, well, he had broken his computer and he couldn't get us. And somebody heard it on the air, and they collected money and went and bought him a computer and took it up there to his home in New Hampshire to him. And so that was very kind of them.
Well, that's one person I always wanted to speak to, but I never did. And I wanted to thank him personally, Floyd Hall, but unfortunately he passed away before I got an opportunity my new book, the one that isn't published yet, the reason for it is in there, so I won't tell you.
Well, can you tell us about the ones that you have published?
Well, the first one was the novel, which was a lot of fun to write. And that was funny because I was a brand new flight engineer with Eastern. I flew the shuttle a lot, needless to say, based in New York. And I saw him loading the money onto my plane one night, the old money. And I remember coming home and telling my wife, gee, maybe one day I'll write a book about that. And, gosh, it was 30 years later or more that I finally finished, or finally, decided to really do it.
Yeah. Well, it's titled Flying Too Close to the Sun, I believe, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yes.
And Emily, they destroy the old money, and they take it to a place that does the destroy, burning or whatever they do with it, shredding it or whatever. And George came up with this idea, and it is just a great book.
Wow.
And you have a female captain in there too, George.
I originally had a man as a captain, and a friend of mine here in my hometown, he read it. He said, George, maybe you ought to make the captain a woman, because there are a lot of women captains today.
Yeah.
And the more I thought about it, the more I liked the idea, because it opened up a lot of subplots in the book. So that's why I did it,
That's great. I was going to say, George, we should do a sort of write-up on your book and post
Yes.
it on Airline
Yes.
Radio Show. I think that'd be really cool. When is it coming out?
Which one? I've had two out so far. The third one isn't out yet. It's finished, but it's not out.
Well, we could link the two books of yours that are out. I'm sure it's on Amazon or Barnes & Noble, something like that. And then...
It's on, I think they're both on both of them. I'm not sure.
Okay, good. I'll look into that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Of course.
And as soon as you are able to tell us about the third, we'd like to have you on and talk about the third one when it's ready to be published and released.
Well, all I can tell you is that yesterday I had a Zoom call that lasted over an hour. That was the best Zoom call I've ever had concerning the new book. So, anyway.
Great. Super. And Emily, Harry, I don't know if you knew, George was also the editor of a fishing magazine that he did feature writing in that also. And I think
A weekly column for 5 years. And plus I did some feature stories for him. In fact, I have another one coming out next month in September.
okay.
Wow. Well done. Yeah. I admire that, spending some time in the journalism industry myself. Anytime I get to meet a writer or, a co-host, a communicator, it's a good day for me.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Emily, can you ghostwrite for me?
Neil, I've been ghostwriting for you for about a year now. Anytime you see a lengthy announcement or something, that's normally comes from me. But maybe we'll work out a contract or something, Neil. I'll have to have my people contact your people.
Well, maybe you can edit all the articles that I've got on the website.
Yeah.
I haven't read any, George, when you're there, but I've got a few articles that I wrote. And what I'd like to do is to edit them and take out all the mistakes that I made. And you remember you sent me some stuff to edit for you, I think, years ago, on one of those books. I forgot which one it was. Is it Crash, I believe. And but at any rate, I've got those stories, and I'd like to publish them in a small booklet. And I've got several of them that I've written. I just posted one on Facebook today, and recalling 36th Street in Miami, and how I bought my first car there on 36th Street. east of Lejeune Road. Of course, everything west of Lejeune Road was the airlines. And so that was fun to do. And I'm working on one now that it's come along and fly with me. And it's based on my trip from Washington, where I was first based, to Miami, and all the stops along the way, including one that scared the hell out of me. Pardon my language on the air, but it scared the daylights out of me. I've been scared about 2 times. One I was flying, and this one I was first officer on a Convair, and we were told between Washington and Raleigh, Durham, that we had a bomb on board. Mm. Now, you're between the airports. Point of no return is where. And you're also experiencing a feeling in you that, boom, you're no longer there. You don't know when it's going to blow up.
Scary.
And then they directed us when we landed in Raleigh to go to another side of the field and let the person on board that the terrorists were making the threat. And her name was Madame New. And she was the wife of the president of Vietnam. And the protesters were there in Raleigh to meet her. And so they directed us to the other side of the airport. Of course, they were there too because they saw the airplane. And we taxied in, and they were there as close as they could get. And they had tomatoes and everything else they were throwing out there on it. It was an interesting experience.
So she did a fake bomb threat to avoid the protesters waiting for her?
No, they were trying to kill her. I mean, they wanted to get to her because of the Vietnam War. They didn't want her to ask for more money to support the Vietnam War. Not terrorists, but those that objected to us being in the war. Yeah. It was very interesting. And she's a beautiful woman. I mean, gorgeous. I remember she was with her daughter. And they had just come back from Congress, and she did a speech in Washington, and then her next speech was going to be at University of North Carolina. And that's where she was going to talk. And so I'm sure she probably made the speech, but it was interesting. You ought to look her up, and that's a beautiful woman. And her daughter was equally as pretty. And so, you ever have a bomb experience, George?
No, I never did. You know, I had a very nondescript career as far as the flying end of it went. You know, it was never had a problem or an emergency or anything. You know, I only had to go around twice in my entire career, and it was both on the same night, on the same flight, on the shuttle at LaGuardia. Landing on 3-1.
Was it the weather?
No, the weather was clear, and but they put people in position to take off. Told us to go around. We went around, you know, we used to do that the expressway approach, and we went around, made a left, went back down around the expressway, came back to land on 31 again, and they said put somebody else in position on the runway. So we went around again, and of course it was my leg. And then the third time around, I told them, look, you know, this is getting kind of boring, so we landed the third time. But that was the only 2 times in my whole career that I had to go around.
Well, I went around twice too, I think. And one of them was my own fault. Because we were beautiful day, Kabul, seating and visibility unlimited as the letters, CABU. And it was on a Sunday. I can still see it. And I was in a 757, and I thought I could make that airplane do what I wanted to make it do. And so I always held it up to the last minute. I said, well, I'm saving fuel, you know. And the co-pilot on landing, I was landing to the north in Washington National. And a beautiful day. And he says, Captain, you're not going to make the airport. I said, yeah, I am. And I was going to use the old slip. You know, you come in sideways and present the body, and you get all that drag and flaps down, and you're coming down. And I was too high over the Woodrow Wilson Bridge. And I thought, I'm going to make it. And that slip didn't work that day. So I went around, of course, told the passengers there was somebody pulled out on the runway.
Neil, you didn't tell the truth.
You know I did.
Well, you landed safely, so I let you get away with it, I guess.
I did that in Jacksonville with the same guy. And it worked in Jacksonville.
That's funny.
But
hey, Neil, sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I have the post pulled up that you wanted me to read. If you want me to give that a read here.
Yes, she's going to read a letter we received.
Okay, this is a must read for all that choose this life in aviation. We will all agree and be smiling at the end. So it says, that time when somebody handed you a full barf bag or a dirty diaper on your way down the aisle, that time when somebody growled at you for another Diet Coke without bothering to say please or thank you, that time when somebody ignored you when you said hello, that time when you worked yet another red-eye flight and somebody jokingly suggested you smile more, that time somebody asked you for an upgrade, responding to your polite no by saying, do you even know who I am? That time when somebody touched you somewhere that they shouldn't have, that time when the crew sched called you at 3 a.m. to operate a 5:30 a.m. flight, even though you had worked an all-nighter the night before. That time when a passenger sneered at you when you asked them to remove their earphones. That time when your layover hotel was impossibly noisy. That time when you found bed bugs in your bed. That time when bad weather or mechanical issue delayed your takeoff by 3 hours and passengers acted like it was your fault. That time your suitcase broke, that time you got sick, the time you cried yourself to sleep for being so far away from your loved ones, the time your feet hurt, the time with the drunk, the time with the inoperative laboratories, that time you spilled tomato juice on somebody, that time you missed your wake-up call, that time no matter how hard you worked, how much you tried, nobody on board seemed to care. That time where turbulence was so bad you were scared but managed to keep a reassuringly professional face in front of your worried passengers. The time you helped an old woman figure out her connection. The time a passenger thanked you for great service and meant it. The time when that jerk yelled at you and threatened you, but you managed to keep it together. Or the time someone comforted you who was terrified of flying. That time you held a baby while an exhausted mother took a few minutes to go to the bathroom. The time you helped make somebody comfortable, gave them invaluable travel advice, complimented them on their glasses, and made their day. That time those little kids looked at you like you were their hero. The time you met a celebrity and they were actually awesome. The time you had the best layover of your life. The time you fell in love. The time you flew with a stranger who then became one of your friends for life. The time you gave first aid to a passenger. That time you maybe saved a life. The time you were hired as a flight attendant when you received your wings. That time you worked your first flight. The time you retired, committed to keep traveling for the rest of your life. The time you made a real meaningful difference in somebody's complicated day. That time, every time, you kept people safe, made them comfortable, helped them get where they needed or wanted to be at that specific point in their lives. Being a flight attendant isn't easy, and there are definitely hardships that come with our profession, but our silver linings are plentiful. To the best of our collective knowledge, each of us only gets to lead one life on this planet, a life that goes by so fast, the years blending into each other. For our lives, we chose to become flight attendants, to live and work as professional globetrotters. Because of this, our lives will be unique, exciting, and unusual. We get to experience life to its fullest, to travel far and wide, and to touch countless others' lives while so many other workers are restricted to changeless workspaces and minimal new encounters with other human beings. Our lives and our work matters, even when we forget it, even when we take it for granted. We're lucky to be flight attendants, and today, heck, every day, we deserve to be proud, really proud. Author unknown.
Very good. Very good.
Well, speaking of which, I have a story that Harry, I know, would appreciate. And the fellow that told it to me, the guy I was flying with, the captain at Eastern, told me he swore it was true. Who do we have up there? Anyway, Harry, you understand this a lot. Well, you get the 3 a.m. call outs from crew schedule for a 7 a.m. departure. And I have this in that book I told you about, Neil, the one that I never published, called Short Flights.
Yeah.
Anyway, his phone rang at 3 a.m. in the morning, and he answers the phone. He goes, "Hello," and they go, "Oh, Captain, I wouldn't tell you his name. This is crew schedule. We have a departure for you at 7 o'clock this morning out of JFK." So he said, "Well, hold on." So he just put the phone far enough from his voice. He said to his wife, he said, "Honey," he said, "I think this call is for your husband. Is he a pilot or something?" So she said, "Well, I don't know. Hold on." So he put her on there, and she goes, who are you looking for? He goes, "I'm looking for Captain so-and-so. We have a trip for him in the morning." She goes, "Well," he said, "is that your husband?" She said, "Yeah, it is, but he told me he's already out on a trip, isn't he?" And the guy just kind of got quiet, stopped, and all of a sudden he said, he was just as fast on his feet as the captain was. He goes, "I just checked the computer, and you're right, he is out on a trip."
Oh my goodness.
True story.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Who is that lovely lady that I see down here at the bottom of my screen?
I don't know. Is that me?
Yes, you.
Mary Helen Evans Schulte, Larry Schulte's wife.
Oh, my goodness. Larry Schulte. Wasn't he on the Alpha?
Yeah.
I think he was. George, you probably remember Schulte, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, since you were on the negotiating committee. No, you were on complaint. Somebody got in trouble, George.
Yeah. I was on assistant board.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was based in Miami from 1965 to 78. Then I moved up to DC after I met Larry.
Okay. Are you still in the Washington area?
No, we're in Arizona right now, Prescott Valley, Arizona, north of Phoenix.
Been there, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a beautiful day there.
Oh, it is. We love it here. We live in Palm Desert, California, 6 months during the
Wow.
winter, and then out here 6 months during the summer, so we can play golf year round.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. I enjoyed what your write-up was about Miami. I felt like I was having a trip down memory lane today. It was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. That's one of my short stories, like George does, Short Flights. He's got the title. I want to steal it from him. I like that. You don't have a copyright on it, do you, George?
Of course, that's the first thing you do, But it only costs a few bucks, $60, I think.
Well,
Who is George? What's George's last name? I'm not sure.
can I tell you your last name, George, Jen?
You know what? You can. I don't know if you can hear it, but my phone is ringing, and I can see who it is. I got to run. So I'll talk with you folks next week, all right, Neil?
Nice meeting you.
Very good.
We'll talk
Thank
soon.
See you, George.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Nice meeting you all.
Yeah, that 36 area.
Yeah,
Just
there was so much fun in that area.
I know it. And, I got to Miami in 1944. I think I was around 8 or 9 years old. And we lived on Miami Beach. Was raised by my mother, single parent. And so I grew up in Miami. Huh? 36 West. Matter of fact, we lived 2 blocks off 36th Street in Miami. And so I knew it well. And then when I was hired with Eastern, of course, I learned the west side of Lejeune Road. And I did buy my first car there.
Do you remember when planes used to cross,
National Airline, yes, National.
yeah,
National crossed, and the gate would come down, and the cars had to stop.
Yeah.
And let National come across. That was their maintenance hangar. And so they take their DC, most of them were DC-7s, I think. And but that was as a matter of fact, that was my first jet aircraft ride.
oh wow,
Was in National Airlines DC-8. And I knew several of the pilots with National, and the chief pilot was a guy named Skier Royal, and his brother was one of the management pilots with Eastern, Thad Royal. And Skier invited me to come along with them on a training flight at night. I think we left at 10 o'clock. And so it was my first experience in a jet airplane, as not as a pilot, but of course as a passenger.
oh neat.
I mean, in the cockpit. Yeah, but it was fun.
I see your comment here, Mary Helen, and now I need some key lime pie. It sounds very good.
Yeah, do you remember the hitching post? Did you ever know it?
No.
It was on the backside of, you cross over, it was in Miami Springs. It was a barbecue place right there.
I don't really remember that.
Because I was down there in April of '65 is when I started.
Oh, look at here. We've got Christine. Christine. You're beautiful. You're beautiful.
Well, I'd say the same about you now that I can see you. I've never seen your face before.
I got all the wrinkles in.
Well, that's a good thing. You should send me the recipe for that.
Put
You
that
have
on the network.
Yes.
Now, this lady here is a fantastic writer and investigator in aviation. Would you please give us a little background history of Christina Magroni?
I thought you were talking about Jan.
No, I want to hear from you. George just left, by the way.
I'm sorry, Mr. I'll tell you the truth. I thought I had another half hour. I got the time zones confused. So
Those are confusing.
I'm on the West Coast now. I moved from Connecticut to Oregon, and so now I'm still trying to. I know there's apps for this, but I still can't get it through my head. Is it 3 hours? Is it 2 hours? Backwards, frontwards? So I apologize. That's a long apology for saying I screwed up on the time.
Are you anywhere near Bend, Oregon?
I was there last weekend. Yeah, do you know?
Bend. The
Yeah,
Rosado Ranch. Have you ever been to the Rosado Ranch?
The what? Man?
Rosado Ranch in Bend. It's awesome.
Yeah. What is it? A resort or is it a?
It's a resort and it has dock and they do a lot of wedding venues there and all sorts of stuff.
Well, it's beautiful. I think it's like summer camp. Yeah, summer camp for everyone over the age of 50. It's a great place. Lots of beautiful older people there, I have to say.
Emily puts articles and books by those that come on the show, and she's had Laura Savina. I don't know if you know Laura, you guys, but she wrote the book, The Jet Boss. And she was one of the first ladies that checked out as 747 captain. And she goes around talking at air shows and meetings and so forth, and she's a great author. But you also, Christine, you've written some great books. Can you tell us about what your interests are in writing these books?
Sure, I'd be happy to, Neil. So, I thank you for the compliment. I have written 2 books. I'm working on several more. But the thing that I did most recently was revise and put out as an audiobook my first book, which was called Deadly Departure. I am a writer interested specifically in aviation safety. So sometimes that means I'm a bit of a disaster queen. But I think there's so much upside, excuse the pun, to aviation, to looking at aviation disasters, because they teach us really all the ways that we fail and therefore the ways that we can improve.
Yeah.
And I was just at the air show in McMinnville yesterday with a friend of mine who's a pilot for Hawaiian, and he was asking me, so what do you think? Why does the period of deregulation coincide with the period of advanced safety? Which, if you look at it, it does. And whether there's a relationship between the two, not sure. We had a long, boring discussion on that. I mean, I thought it was interesting, but I won't. It might be boring to others. But I do think that period of time, deregulation, which nobody knows that better than Eastern veterans, really did coincide with this period of time in which the machine had been improved and improved and improved. And now it was time to look at the human and the performance of humans and the design, the manufacturing, the operation, the scheduling, the piloting of airplanes. And once we started looking at the human and how could we make the human perform better, we saw these rapid increases in aviation safety. So that my argument now is, well, if we could improve these ways to the humans perform, why can't we do it in everything? Politics, banking, parenting, all these sorts of ways. Because the secrets are not unique to aviation, I think, or the lessons are not unique to aviation. So that's one of the books I want to write next. But I did veer off my point, which I want to tell you about Deadly Departure, because it's now an audiobook, and I would love it if you would download it and listen to it and then review it. Review it being the most important thing.
All right, you got that, Emily?
I got it. We'll link it up on the show too, so any visitors of the site can access those downloads as well.
Oh, thank you, Emily. I appreciate that.
Christine, we had one of our earlier shows, and by the way, for both of you, we have captured all of our broadcasts since 2010, 16 years, and they're on now the website that you tuned us in today. And you go down to episodes and you'll see all of the episodes. As a matter of fact, I listened to one episode that I really liked. I did it 3 times in 16 years, and that was my makeup flight from Atlanta to Puerto Rico across the Bermuda Triangle on Halloween night. Oh, I had about 7 different characters. I even had Amelia Earhart, and it's really good. But we had one show that we had, and you probably remember, Christine, the Western Airline crash in Mexico City.
No, I do not.
It killed most everyone on board, and we had the ones that survived. The flight attendant that survived was on our show, and there was a great show that he told about the crash and what he did, and he helped some of the passengers, but not many of them. It was a DC-10, and not many of them survived it. He did, and another flight attendant. But his name is Eduardo Valencia. I think that's the last way you pronounce it. And he was the Western Airlines. But the thing is, the tragedy of the whole thing, well, he survived. That's not a tragedy. But the tragedy was that they sued him. Mexico City sued him because he told about that crash and his experience to the press. And Mexico actually put a lawsuit against him.
Oh, sad.
Terrible.
So what happened? Don't leave us hanging.
I'm gonna try to
A
get
true
you on the
storyteller. She's not gonna let you off the hook, Neil.
He's trying to get us to go into that library.
Exactly.
There you go.
That's a
Well,
good
look
tease.
up Western Airlines crash Mexico City, and
Yeah.
you'll see it.
And Border Valencia, I put it in here now. I would like to do that, because I don't know the accident.
Yeah, I saw his email to someone on my web on the EARA website, and he was talking about something. Do you remember? She was on the Southern flight that crashed. God, what was her name? Mary? Do you remember? Karen, do you remember? The DC-9 that crashed with lost both engines. Went through a hailstorm. And it flamed out both engines. And he was over in North Georgia, and there was a large lake there, but he didn't have time to. They were working him down for approach into Atlanta, and he flamed out, and he had to pick a place to land. He picked a road, and he landed on that road, crashed, and killed just about everybody on board the airplane. Went into, I think, a gas station at the end of the road. Blew that up, and she was an Eastern flight attendant. I mean, Southern Airlines flight attendant, and it was a very interesting story about that person responding.
I looked it up online, Neil. It says the flight attendants on board were Catherine Limone Cooper, a senior flight attendant, and Sandy Pearl Ward was the second flight attendant. So
we got another person coming on board here. Got two people.
no, I think Mary Helen had to step away for a second, so she just now muted.
But they're
The thing is, you bring up these accidents, and what we have forgotten, I mean, even though we lived through that time, is that there were fatal airplane crashes happening once a month, sometimes more than once a month. It's a statistic that now, looking back on, you think that's not possible.
Yeah.
How did people get on airplanes?
Oh my gosh.
Now, one airplane crashes and people are talking about it for 3 years.
Mhm.
But at that period of time, and you all worked through it, so did I. I wasn't in aviation at the time, but I was a journalist. That time, that just wasn't, that's just part of the cost of doing business. It's really remarkable how much things have improved.
Yeah. Now you put out a newsletter, don't you? Which is really good. I enjoyed reading them.
Thank you. It's actually a blog on you subscribe, but I write a blog called Flying Lessons. That's my point. We can learn from disasters. Two expressions of that. But that's on my website, ChristinaGroni.com. So that's how I used to communicate. The website is how I used to communicate with people interested in this subject. It's not just disasters. I mean, there's a lot of good and funny stuff.
Oh, it's funny. Yeah. I like that a lot.
I want to make sure the funny stuff gets in there because, it's not all death and destruction. It's a lot of interesting. But, there was an airplane that came in, and I wrote about this a while ago. It was a WestJet 737. WestJet is out of Calgary. And this plane was flying into St. Martin, right? Everybody knows that wonderful approach.
Oh, yeah, coming in, yeah.
So I have a friend who's a photographer, and she likes to go down to that. She lives in St. Martin. She goes down, she takes pictures from there. And this plane was so close to the water that she sent me this. She said, this can't be right.
Wow.
So I wrote a blog post about it, and I basically said, what's going on here? And everyone got on blog and said, this is not AI, but this photograph has been doctored. This didn't happen this way. Even WestJet said it didn't happen that way, and I was wrong. But of course, I was not wrong, and the photograph had not been doctored. And when the Canadian Transportation Safety Board came up with their final report, they said the plane was 3 seconds away from crashing. It was so low. It was so below the level it should be. Now, that's the beginning story. But the second part of that story is somebody got in touch with me from the airline, and he said, well, on board that day was my son and his new wife, and 9 months have passed, and here's their baby. So I could do a whole story about, in this near-death experience, and now there's a new baby, and, it's sort of like so it can be anything. It really can be anything, as long as it catches the attention of the people, which there's so many stories, and you guys at Eastern, like the folks at Pan Am, you've been through a lot. You've got a lot of stories. And
Is this the photo here?
that is it.
Okay.
My goodness. I didn't catch her name, but she's fast, Captain Neil.
Oh, I'm Emily. Yeah, sorry. We have the titles.
I just hit the screen here and I disappeared. So.
Oh, you two are working as a team.
Yep. Yeah, we're working out of the same office right now. I try to put together our Zoom meeting here, and it's a little more complicated than you might think. But we stream live on Facebook to the Eastern Airlines Retiree Association, and then we clip these sometimes for social media. But I really admire your career. I actually was a local news reporter for only 5 years. I don't think I was up to snuff to like make it, but I get to still have some of that communication here on Airline Radio Show. So that's fun for me. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can already see it, that you're pretty fast, and I would not say you weren't up to snuff.
Well, thank
I
you.
don't know, but I doubt it. I doubt it.
But yeah, that's an incredible image. Can you see that, Neil?
I see you and Christine. I don't see anything else.
Okay.
I just hit this screen on this iPad, and boy, it's so sensitive.
Yeah, I see it, and it's even to me.
Oh, yeah.
That's a heck of a picture, no question about it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so, that's the.
So how come I lost it?
Anyway, I don't even know what made it. Oh, I brought it up because sometimes there's fun and funny and happy and and this obviously was this was a happy ending. It wasn't a particularly good middle, but it was a happy ending. So that's why I brought that up.
Very good, very good. Well, how often do you do these? You do monthly postings of your blog?
No, I try and do more often than that. I slowed down when I made my move because moving here to Oregon was pretty complicated.
You like Oregon?
I love Oregon. Is anybody in the group from this side of the country?
I've never been, no.
I've got a granddaughter there, as I mentioned, I took you to her address.
Yes, I'm going to reach out to her if you don't mind.
Oh,
I don't know too many people.
I love that. She'd be so excited. And that's my first great grandchild.
Nice.
Her name is Noelle. And then I just have a great grandson. My grandson, the child was born 9 weeks early. So it's still under the incubator and fighting for his life. He's a little fighter. And he came out at 2.6 pounds. 2.6 pounds.
Well, we'll be saying some prayers for him.
Thank you.
The technology is good, though. The technology is good, too.
Yeah.
But she's great. She works for Disney. She's an accountant for Disney. She was in Orlando, and her husband decided he wanted to go home to the West Coast, Oregon, where he's from. So both of them transferred, and Disney kept her job because she worked in the house, virtual or whatever they call it nowadays. I don't know, but that would be great if you would do that. Yeah.
Very beautiful out here, yes.
I'll get her phone number. I'll send it to you.
I feel like I should let you guys get back to your your gossip, whatever,
Christine, before you go,
dominate the conversation.
Yes, before you go, can you tell us where to find your audio download and one more time your website?
So it's everywhere. So
okay.
It's, Google Deadly Departure, the audiobook. It's Apple Books. It's Audible.
Amazon, Kindle. Yeah.
Yeah, Amazon shoves you to Audible because they own Audible.
Okay.
But even libraries, there's a library app called Hoopla, Hoopla. That's if you have a library account. Many libraries use Hoopla for them.
Okay.
But just Deadly Departure, the audiobook, that would be great. I'd love it if you'd listen to it. It's actually, to be honest with you, even 30 years later when I listened to it, and it's been updated, I added a whole new chapter and afterward, because I think there's a lot to be learned from that I didn't understand when I first wrote it.
Right.
But it's full of stories. There's the imposter. the person who pretended to be in the military and went to the crash site and started marshaling the
Oh my
helicopter.
goodness.
There's the thief who pretended to be one of the dead passengers. I'm sorry?
I think that was just some audio feedback.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, there's just lots of stories that you didn't hear about that are very, very fascinating. So it's not just about the accident, not just about aviation safety, though obviously in there. It's about the nuts, the crackpots, and the heroes who show up on events like this.
Christine, you were syndicated, weren't you? And on CBS, weren't you expert on
Yes, so I do that. I'm a talking head for ABC News. I worked for CBS as a correspondent. That's where I wound up covering the Eastern Airlines strike in both Miami and Atlanta.
Yeah.
I was at CBS for the last days of Eastern Airlines. It was a big story, and so I worked in television for a long time, and then CNN, and then it was during the time I was working for CNN that I covered TWA Flight 800, and that's what set me off in a different direction. When I wrote that book, I became an air accident investigator myself because I found the process pretty fascinating.
Wow.
And then for 8 years I did that, and then I went back as a specialist. Now I could speak with some knowledge about what's going on in aviation, and that's where I wound up becoming the talking head. So ABC is my regular client, but I do other Spectrum News and other television.
Do you go to the crashes right when they happen?
Yeah, sometimes yes, and sometimes no. When I worked as an investigator, I worked for a private law firm. So we could only use what we could get publicly or through the litigation process. But when during the time I was working as an investigator, I went to several crash scenes, one in the middle of the Sahara Desert, which is quite fascinating. One as I think I mentioned to you, I'll be doing a big presentation on that subject in the fall to an organization of aviation archaeologists. I went to the very first airliner to go missing in 1931. That crash scene was not found until the 60s. It's in a highly inaccessible area. We had to hike up to that. And then I just recently went to the West Coast Airlines crash, which was in 1966, but the wreckage has not been removed. It's inaccessible. So I took some people up there to that crash scene, and I'm about to take the brother of one of the flight attendants on that flight, who's 78 years old. We'll see. He says he's in good shape. We're going to give it a try.
That's incredible.
Well, Illimani, the crash that George wrote about.
Sure.
Yeah, and I don't know what has happened. I forgot to ask George. Did they find any bodies or whatever?
Oh no, they didn't find bodies, but they did find what they thought was the black box. Now it turned out it wasn't. It was actually videotape, because back in that time they were showing in-flight movies off videotape. So that's what it was, a videotape. But that gentleman who wrote about it in Outside Magazine, there's a great story. I'm sure you can find it if you Google. This gentleman, Peter Frick Wright, who went up with the guys to Mount Illimani, the two men from Boston, he wrote that article. That article's been turned into a documentary. That's where George Jenkins in. That man, Peter Frick Wright, went with me to West Coast. And the documentary producer, he lives in this little town, so I see him fairly frequently. The film is done, but I don't understand Hollywood in any understanding. I have no understanding of it. But there's just sorts of issues with who buys it, what the rights they have, and so it's the film is done, but it has not yet been made public. I'm so eager to see it because this man's a very good filmmaker. Yeah. And the article at Outside Magazine, I didn't get the name of your young assistant.
Emily. Yes,
Emily,
sorry.
you'll find in 2 seconds. But
yes,
you should definitely share that. I think you folks would really be interested in this story. It's an adventure and a drama, and it's George's story. I mean, George was a big mover and shaker in getting that film made.
He did a great job writing that.
Yes, he did. And his book was great.
Yeah, how he put it in the same book about Eastern, the problems we were having.
Yes, that's correct.
He brought that right in there. It was just such a good read.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. He's a great writer.
Yes, he is.
You were with New York Times too, weren't you?
Yes, I still write for the New York Times.
You're syndicated?
No, I'm a freelancer.
Oh, okay.
I write for hire. I'm paying, I write. That's the way that works. So, and there's been a lot. But, the older I get, the more young people come in with a different style. And, I think that's, there's a limit. I got a limited lifespan, as we all do. But.
Well, thank you so much.
No, I know. I let you get back to your talk.
It was so great to have you, Christine. I'll be sure to follow up with any links through Neil so he can forward them to you that we post on the show. Of course.
Christine, come back to the airlineradioshow.com and see what Emily's done for you.
I will.
Give me some time.
Thank you so much for the invitation to appear. It was great fun.
Of course. It's great to have you. Have a great day.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Neil and Harry, before we sign off here, what did you guys think of today's show? We had several good guests.
It was good. That was good. I talked to other people. So but Christine, she can really tell. She's a good speaker.
Yeah, she has
What do you think?
lots of stories.
Harry? Yeah. What did you think? Having a lot of echoes here today, but you see the small plane that landed in Pensacola with the engine out? No. You got to go look on YouTube for that. A young CFI, 21-year-old, engine was out. She landed on the interstate, but she ducked under a freeway sign. Wow. That just recently happened.
Your audio's cutting out just a little bit.
I'll look it up, Harry. We better try to do a radio show on the cruise too, by the way, which we did not talk about today.
Well, let's try to get it out really quickly. Tell us about the Eastern Airlines reunion trip that we have planned.
We've got one planned for October 16th through the 19th, and it's leaving out of the port of Miami. It's not the best place to take a trip because of the traffic down there, but I have found that they do have some good transportation, especially those coming in by air. And of course, those that live down there have no problem. But it's going to be October 16th through the 19th. And so many people responded to the announcement, and I gave the choice between a hotel and a cruise. And the cruise won out by a guy. It was they wanted hotels, but they wanted it in Atlanta, and so we'll probably do one in Atlanta, maybe January at the hotel, because we've got enough interest for it. And the two reunions we put on in Fort Lauderdale were very well attended. Held them one at the Embassy Suite, and then the other one at the Hyatt in Fort Lauderdale, and we had a good turnout. And so hopefully we'll get a good turnout on the cruise. But it's
Excellent.
from October 16th through the 19th. We're going to have a guest speaker, and I'm hoping we may have just heard our guest speaker.
Yeah, I could listen to her talk for several more hours. So that definitely is interesting. And I will put the details for the trip on airlineradioshow.com. So anyone watching through the Facebook live stream right now, we'll have those details for you on the blog. We'll post them out. And we're right here at 2:00. So Neil, your phone's already ringing off the hook. George is giving you a call. So Harry, unless there's anything else, I think we'll go ahead and make the descent into landing.
All right. Sounds great.
All right.
Sweet. There's a grease job.
Yep. Everyone, thank you so much for watching Airline Radio Show today. We'll probably see you in about 2 weeks, but stay tuned into the website for our next official show date. And until then, we will see you guys next time. Have a great day, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.